if you're gonna bring back Mirio, I'm assuming we're gonna get the explanation next chapter. Please, 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 don't let it be Eri having worked out her quirk, because that's what all of us were scared of. Every person and their grandmama's mama was worried about you making Eri's quirk the linchpin of the series. And the way you're making this arc work, and the way you're writing it down, making it seem like the heroes are gonna get through this, gonna get through this, gonna get through this, gonna get through this.
Your brother, Lord Frieza, he has been killed.
Oh, is that right? And who Salsa killed him?
It was a Saiyan.
Well, I sure hope somebody picks up that phone.
The what?
Because I f***ing called it!
Before we start, do me a quick favor and leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment. Now, let's get moving. What's up, guys? That got the pencil here. And, yeah, I called it alright. You know what, let's just hit it immediately. We're going in chronological order again. It's revealed that Eri now can restore people's quirks with her quirk. And, yeah, this is a problem. This is a problem. And I'm sad that I called it, like, because I can see already what that first couple pages of this chapter did. It literally warned us. It was Horikoshi using the toolbox method again, showing us that entire limbs can be regrown and reattached by Eri's quirk. Everything's getting undone. Every last thing. Midoriya is getting a fresh body. Bakugo's gonna get a fresh body. Aizawa's gonna get a fresh body. I can see it now, because there's no reason to put that there. There's absolutely no reason to show us that. Something as explicit as an entire critical limb getting reattached, other than to give Aizawa his leg back. There's no other reason. And there's no other reason to show us this and give us such an explicit explanation of Eri having really masterful control over her quirk, that she can restore a quirk factor, something that not even characters in the series fully understand. She's able to do that. And so far, who knows, maybe it flips and Mirio loses his quirk all of a sudden, but whatever. At this moment, it appears that Eri, while maybe not have mastered it, has enough control over her quirk to do something as simple as restoring a body part, to do something as simple as restoring wounds. So, yeah, we're in a state, all right. We're in a very, very Horikoshi, I'm disappointed. That's the thing. I want to open this just by saying, Horikoshi, I'm a bit disappointed because you couldn't resist. I know you couldn't resist because you had thrown too many hints in there. And is this a good or a bad thing? I think it's horrible. I'm being completely honest with you, especially with the end of this chapter. I think it's horrible because it makes not the entirety of the war pointless, because people died, but no one we cared about died. And anyone who got critically injured that we care about is going to have it all undone by Eri. And y'all realize that, right? And here's the thing. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm 100% wrong. Don't just classify me as a cynic that wants My Hero Academia to be bad. No. I hope that I could crippled after this arc. No, I'm kidding. But the thing is, you can't do that. Because it just murders the entire point of the... Maruko's coming back. Everyone's coming back. That's the thing. I'm just thinking about it now. Think of all these characters that have had these critical injuries across this arc. Hawks, Maruko, Midoriya, Bakugo, Aizawa, all these characters, even Nejire, who got burned, but we'll get to her soon. All these characters went through such extreme damage to this arc. That's why this arc was loved by a lot of people. The stakes seem so high. Everything seems so real and tangible for the first time in a while in My Hero Academia. However, now it's gone. Because of what me and a lot of other people feared when Eri was first introduced. Her quirk, fundamentally as a concept, snaps the series over its knee. Because it makes all stakes worthless. There are no stakes now. Because as long as they're alive, unless they're literally dead, there's no reason for Eri, who now has control over her quirk to that such a degree, to not restore them to a healthier state. And that's not good. Because it just, when I say it slaughters tension, I mean it slaughters tension. Like, actually cuts through it with a knife. And like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I'm going to get off this point. But I called it. I'm not, man, y'all saw the clip. I called that. Jeez, man, this is a mess. But moving on to the rest of the chapter. So, Togata admits he may have just bopped all them no moves, but he's not strong enough to like one shot them, like surpass the regeneration or anything like that. So he does need someone to come in for the assist, even though I don't get that. I mean, I guess because he needs someone to come in for the assist to help him support Best Genius, because he can't launch himself anywhere since he's suspended in midair. So that's fine. So shout outs to Nedrick. Shout outs to Nedrick. That's all I needed. That's all I need. Yo, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm so happy you got this right, bro. When I tell you I shed a tear after shedding multiple tears after reading the beginning of this chapter. Thank you, bro. You specifically. You get a high five. Here. Thank you. But the thing that I have to get into is Bakugo's a whole cornball. Like, actually, he's too corny now. Dynamite, boy. If you don't get your All Might, I can't go in and fully roast Bakugo because if I did, the video would just be that. But wow, that's a corny name. And a lot of people are treating this like a big reveal, and I guess it's sort of a reveal. We didn't have Bakugo's hero name for a while, but I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of the fan names were better than this. Like Ground Zeroes, Detonation, Cataclysm. Like a lot of the hero names that the fandom came up for Bakugo were honestly more fitting to his developed character than this. This Bakugo sounds like a Bakugo from like chapter 5 that went and named himself. He's still calling himself the Great Explosion Murder God. Like, where did the character development go? This is weird. Oh, and Bakugo also talks about like this burst of power and speed he got from being on the brink of death, which, you know, after 1,000,000% one for all, I'm just, that's the thing. I've just given up on quirks as a system that I expect consistency from. But that's the thing. I can give this one more of a pass because adrenaline seems to make sense a little bit more here because it wasn't an exponential burst in power. At least that's not what Bakugo describes it as. But that's neither here nor there. Bakugo, Nejire, and Ingenium all just save Mirio, save Best Genius. Great. However, wait, before I move on, big shout outs to both Spinner and Compress being like tacky, super tacky. Like, everyone clowns on Bakugo for this name, and I hope it gets changed. However, the thing that we move on to is, you know, the fact that Todoroki's still cooking. Like, that's the thing. This fell so fast, and maybe it's because I expected more from the Todoroki family, because Endeavor is like my favorite character in My Hero Academia because I like his character journey so much. But man, I was just expecting more from this. Like, seeing this is Endeavor's same panel pose staring at Dabi and Todoroki from like the past 4 or 5 chapters, or what it feels like. That I feel like Endeavor, and well, he hasn't done Inter Trauma's cool and all. It sounds bad saying Trauma's cool and all, but man, he's just sitting there doing nothing still. Todoroki's getting cooked alive still. He's trying to get through to Dabi still, even though he's literally dying. And Dabi's just reaffirming my fears that, yes, I don't care about anything. I just want to make Endeavor sad because Endeavor's bad and I'm blah, blah, blah. Man, you're so boring. Gee, just get out the series. Get out the series. Both, like, Endeavor, especially since the fact that he's likely to be healed now because of Eri, but is wonderful character suffering. But this needs to end. I need the Dabi stuff to stop, move, just eliminate it, because it's just taking chunks out of chapters. More interesting chapters. I thought it came out at a random spot when the reveal first happened. We were at a really high tension point and Dabi decided to reveal all this, only for that tension to instantly get gutted at the end of that same chapter because Best Genius showed up, and then we get a more interesting thing that isn't just a flat character talking about how he wants to make his dad sad. All of that, now it just feels like padding now. Like, we don't have a point to be here anymore, and that's sad because I was really expecting a lot more of Dabi. I was expecting a lot more out of Todoroki. I was expecting a lot more out of that entire family tree, but from the looks of it, I'm not getting that, and at least I'm not getting that anytime soon. So if it's going to happen later, Horikoshi, stop it for right now. I'm glad he did. And here's the thing, y'all may be expecting me to get mad at like tongue black whip Midoriya, and now that I've gotten past the fact that quirks can do anything, whatever they want, I'm fine with that. I love technique theft. You'll hear me say it every single time. I love it when people use other people's styles, and this is a blatant use of Midoriya using someone else's style in a way that he can't. That's a smart thing to do. I can't knock Midoriya for that. Do I wish it was alluded that he could use Black Whip from his mouth, especially since it seemed to be that he could only use it from his legs and hands before? Yes, I wish we do that. Wish that was alluded to earlier, especially when you specifically gave us a flashback of him learning Black Whip and Float in combination anyway. However, fine, that's cool. Todoroki and Dabi are separated because Todoroki's inept and Dabi's inept and Endeavor's inept. The entire family's just worthless right now. And then Gigantomachia, he's going wild. He breaks free finally. Best Genius, I guess he just gave up because he was still being protected. I mean, I guess he just got tired, and Gigantomachia roars out, and my hopes skyrocket for a second, and then the drug kicks in. And real quick, before I hop into the end of this chapter, Dabi's like, you still gotta pity me, right? Blah, blah, blah. I'm still an interesting character. No, Dabi, you're not. That's the thing. It feels all so empty now, because there's nothing. You're nothing. And nothing is a very difficult concept to write. I'll admit that. I have no idea how to write a character that at the same time cares about nothing but is still extremely interesting. I think Xemnas is a person who cares about nothing but is still extremely interesting. But the reason he was is because he still cared about something in the end. But the reason I think Dabi feels so empty right now is because he has nothing else other than making Endeavor sad and then killing him. So I don't get the correlation does not equal causation in the sense. I don't get what Dabi's goal is. Do you want to kill Endeavor? If so, kill him. If you want to kill Shoto, if so, I guess kill him to see Endeavor sad, but you're going to kill Endeavor anyway and kill yourself. I don't get it. I don't really see Dabi as anything worth paying attention to anymore. So Horikoshi, I'm going to need you to ask him. You're gonna have to shove Dabi out the door for a while. Give him a better character. Give him something. If y'all disagree with me, please tell me in the comment section down below, because maybe I'm crazy. Maybe Dabi's going nuts character-wise right now, and my simple brain can't understand it, which has happened before. I initially didn't get the Endeavor stuff. It took me a while to click onto that, so if you all have any hot takes, please drop them in the comment section. But the thing, Gigantomachia breaks free, the drug kicks in, bada bing, bada boom. There goes, like, I'm pretty sure almost all of the Yaoyorozu traitor theories, so there goes that. But the thing that I don't like is, if you remember the intro clip, the heroes are going to get through this. The heroes are going to get through this, and they have their free undo button sitting back there in a safe place at the villa. And the hefty issue with this is that no one's left. No one is left. Nejire, Bakugo, Ingenium, Best Jeanist, now that Gigantomachia is out, all these characters are still here. They're in action. The only villains that are still really in action are Compress, Toga, whenever she shows back up, Spinner, and maybe Dabi. But considering Dabi got smacked by Tongue Midoriya of all characters, I'm pretty sure Dabi's kind of fodder right now. And meanwhile, you have Best Jeanist, Nejire, Ingenium, Bakugo. You have all, well, no, the reinforcements aren't coming, but you have Mirio there now. You have so many really top class heroes that are there. I mean, the Nomus are still a threat, but they got bodied and slapped away, and they didn't show up towards the end of the chapter again. So other than the Nomus, I feel like Villains is losing. Dabi's capping when he says all that. Oh, Villain is thriving, baby. We're going good. I'm Dabi. I think he's just, it's empty now. The arc is winding down. We're losing everything, and I feel like it's all going to be undone. That's my biggest fear, that this entire arc was pointless and it's going to get undone, and we're going to go back to a school arc. Everyone's saying we're not. Everyone's saying we're not. But the signs seem too real. maybe not the school arc we're used to. It may not be 1A versus 1B, but I can tell you, I can feel it in my bones. There's not going to be a time skip, and there's not going to be a major shift, because Best Jeanist being alive, Dabi being proved a liar, Dabi being a villain that's killed 30 people, basically making an unreputable source, Hawks' own counter testimony, Eri existing as the undo button, everything is leading towards this arc, in the end, being nigh on pointless. And I'm scared, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I didn't call this too. But hey, we had the video. Just remember, if it happens, I've been calling it for weeks. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Especially comment. Comment on here, because I've said a lot of things in this video that I'm going to assume are going to be controversial. And even if they're not, just tell me what you guys think about this chapter in the comment section down below. I like talking about these chapters with people, mainly because they do inspire such good discussion, but the discussion isn't out of praise for me, it's out of fear. But regardless, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off.